survivors, Jack here, Commander Pixel. Today I'm going to be talking about the status report or dev blog for the week of the 13th of October 2014. Kicking off this week, we have a lovely image of a player holding an AKS-74U for the status report backing. This looks amazing and I cannot wait to see this gun in the game. Brian Hicks, the producer, goes on to say this week we'll be talking about infected AI and their plans for the next few months regarding these systems. Looking forward to their October stable branch update and the onwards to the November update they plan on slowly implementing for the next iteration of AI, for the infected into our experimental and later stable branches. The intent for this iteration was focused on several key points of gameplay. Stealth as a viable tactics versus AI, so this means you can crawl around zombies and hopefully not get detected. Vastly reduced range of vision, smaller corner to corner cone of vision, and infected hearing ability refactored to complement stealth as a viable gameplay method. These features really excite me as a new way to play DayZ and a new way to evade zombies. He goes on to mention about tearing out the old AI system as well as introducing public hive and private shard servers to the game. So you'll see that all in the dev blog if you go there, and if you do think you're going to own a server, best have a quick read over the rules that are required. Now for Chris Torchia, the main man that never lets us down, he says under the line of tech, to follow on from the last time, he received word that the new bug preventing shadows from being cast onto our prototype bushrag was fixed, so we can begin polishing it and generating other assets needed for its crafting. Under the title of weapons, he says work continues on the AKS-74U and the AK-74. I decided with Peter that we will keep the AK-101 in the game for now and visually distinguish it by the black furniture and the dark plume magazine. By contrast, the AK-74 will be given wood furniture and a brown magazine. The AUG needs a bit more time, but he can tell us that he has pretty big plans for it. They're exploring a new idea of converting your AUG from the carbine with the AUG built-in optic, which is the A1 variant, to a HBAR with an ACOG if you find the right parts. This is a heavy barrel variant, which is more common and much more cooler in my opinion. We'll keep you apprised of the latest developments. And for character, he says work continues on woman's clothing and the new zombie types, in particular a farmer zombie. He's a little pudgy and can still pack a punch. And for Peter, the lead designer, he says they've got a lot of things to fix in the pipe right now. They've taken a look at some of the remaining issues with struggling from restraints and the burlap sack. They've fixed them and they look good to go. No more simple holding of the key to set you free from your restraints, no more reconnecting with a burlap sack in your head for the ability to see through it. They'll also be adding the possibility to restrain survivors with rope, duct tape and even wire, which was added recently for use in the snare trap. They also look at how to implement muting for players, which will be wearing duct tape over his mouth, as well as duct tape will have some usage for repairing stuff, but unfortunately it's not visualized, but we will research what we can do to deliver also some of the visual feedback to patch items. Apart from what they fixed, plenty of smaller issues down the road when added some touches like proper animations for some actions. He goes on to mention that interesting things are happening right now. The gameplay programming team has started to work on several key issues for this area. New controls and a new inventory, which sounds awesome. Both of them will take longer time to implement, but will be worth the time and effort invested into their implementations. Both features are very vital for the game and it makes it look a lot more fluent. They will talk about them in more detail in the next time, but for now we have managed to take the first prototype of controls working, which allowed us to add stuff like charged melee attacks and possibly to use melee attacks with firearms, so maybe hitting them, pistol whipping, etc. Also, they are working on new sensors for the AI, so prepare yourself for proper AI zombies and the animals in the future. We all know that stealth approach was one of the most crucial mechanic in the mod, and personally I'm really missing it, and I'm looking forward to see some tension and raised heartbeat while I sneak behind their backs trying to be as quiet as possible. So that is what Peter, the lead designer, said. I hope you enjoyed this dev blog for the week of the 13th of October 2014. This was really entertaining for me and I find this awesome. Private servers, more info on the AUG, one of my favorite weapons in the world, and that's pretty much it, guys. So as always, I encourage you guys, if you do have the time, to read this yourself, look over. It is a very good read to go over these dev blogs and even go over some of the past ones just to see how fast the development is coming on. But as always, this has been Jack or Commander Pixel, keeping you alive. See you in Chernarus.